For taxpayers, there's the governor there at the rostrum, and we'll listen to him now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I intend to talk for a while, so you may be seated. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, my fellow statewide elected officials, members of the legislature, my beautiful wife, Supriya, honored guests, my fellow Louisianians. First off, before I even start, on behalf of the people of Louisiana, let me say this to the legislature. Thank you. Last month, you made history. You made Louisiana history. The people of our state gave us a challenge. They put forth a challenge for us to make dramatic ethics reform, and you answered that challenge. You sent a signal to the entire world that who you know is not more important than what you know when it comes to doing business in Louisiana. You sent a signal that Louisiana will now be known best for our successes, not for our failures. You wiped away some of the worst chapters of our past. You wrote the first great chapter of our future, and the world is taking note. The Center for Public Integrity says our new financial disclosure law is the strongest law in the nation. Now that bears repeating. The strongest legislative ethics law in the country is in Louisiana. Not the fifth best, not the second best, the very best right here in Louisiana. And it's not just public interest groups who are watching what we're doing. The people of Louisiana and businesses all across our state, all across this great country, were watching. They were watching to see if Louisiana really could change, if it really is a new day, if they can invest in our state with confidence. They were watching, and the message they got was clear. There is a new Louisiana. The skeptics said we couldn't get it done, but you proved them wrong. And my prediction is this will be the first of many times you're going to prove them wrong. Now, while we have their attention, we must move swiftly. We must remove those other obstacles that have impaired our economic growth for too long. That is the purpose for which I've called you today for this second special session. Is a purpose that touches the lives of everyone in our state. With our shared values, with our strong sense of community, Louisiana is perhaps the best place in the world to raise a family. But today, Louisiana's families are being torn apart by economic uncertainty. Our young people are leaving the state in search of better opportunities. And our communities are struggling to meet the needs in education and healthcare thanks to an uncertain economic base. We all know that state government cannot solve every economic problem, and indeed it shouldn't even try. But it is our obligation as leaders to make sure that state government makes Louisiana a place where businesses can start up and thrive, where employers can put down roots, where families can count on good careers, where our sons and daughters can grow up and pursue their dreams. If we're honest with ourselves, we must acknowledge that today our state has some of the most unfriendly business policies in the country. Policies that are costing our state investment and jobs. Part of the reason our economy struggles is because state government is in the way. My friends, that can change. That must change, and starting today, that will change. For decades, the rest of the states in the South have competed aggressively, not simply to recruit businesses from other places, but to make their existing businesses flourish. Cities like Atlanta, Austin, Houston, Dallas have all become huge economic hubs. They've invested in their abilities, cultivated their assets, developed unique areas of excellence, while Louisiana did not. That too must change. Now that we've addressed the negative perception about doing business in our state, today we begin to directly target the archaic business taxes that are discouraging further investment by our existing Louisiana businesses and detracting businesses from across the country who are considering investing here. In this special session, we will eliminate the burdensome permanent tax on business utilities. accelerate the elimination of tax on business investment, and accelerate the elimination of the tax on capital debt. These are bold steps towards a new Louisiana. The first major step was creating the national gold standard for ethics reform in our first special session. Now we take the second step, the next step in this second special session to transform our business culture, to stimulate economic growth. We'll take a third step in the regular session. We'll revamp our workforce training programs to cultivate the highest trained, the most skilled workforce in the world right here in Louisiana. These three are all critical steps we must take towards greater business growth, more jobs, more opportunities for our young people, so our children and our grandchildren no longer have to move away to pursue their dreams. I know in this session we're going to hear a lot of numbers, but let's be clear. This session is about much more than numbers. It is about real people, real businesses, real jobs. It's about the future of our economy and, more importantly, the future of our people. I want to start off, I want to welcome Karen Kay of Angus Chemical Company in Northeast Louisiana. She's here with us today. Please join me in welcoming her to our chamber. Karen is with Angus up in Sterlington. Angus is owned by Dow. They operate 6 plants in our state. They employ more than 6,000 people. I appreciate Karen for taking the time to be down here. She's the manager of that Sterlington plant. She knows firsthand the incredible disadvantage the state's current sales tax on utilities puts on Dow and its Louisiana plants. It's a $22 million competitive disadvantage compared to Dow's Texas facilities. Indeed, I've often remarked our current tax structure is the greatest gift we could give to Texas, Mississippi, and other states that try to recruit against us. This disadvantage jeopardizes future job creation that won't come to Louisiana if Dow chooses to invest in other states. This tax adds up to great opportunities that could one day grow and expand for Texas's children, but not for Louisiana's children. The cost is too high. This cost must be eliminated. In this session, we must entirely eliminate the permanent penny on business utilities. We must also accelerate the elimination of those taxes on business investments in equipment, machinery, and the tax on business debt. Louisiana is one of just 3 states that taxes the investments of our businesses and punishes them when they buy new machinery and equipment. Look, it's real simple. If you want to discourage an activity, tax it. If you want to encourage an activity, stop taxing it. It's as simple as that. It makes no sense to discourage businesses when they're wanting to buy new equipment, modernizing their facilities, borrowing money to expand and compete right here in Louisiana. Greg Van Voorhees, the manager of International Paper's plant in Bastrop, is also here with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming him to our chamber. Now, if you legislators go talk to Greg, he's got a chart he'll show you of all the taxes they pay in Louisiana they don't pay in other states, in which they operate, and in other states against which they have to compete. He has often told me that at his mill, in many instances, their newest equipment is still older than the oldest equipment in facilities in other states against which they have to compete, in part because the tax on new equipment in Louisiana simply costs too much for the investment to be worthwhile. Every time these businesses invest in other states and not here in Louisiana, we lose more opportunities for our children. We face another setback in our work to ensure our children do not have to leave home to pursue their dreams. These facilities won't shut down overnight, but year after year, as they make their decisions whether to stay in Louisiana, to expand in Louisiana, it is critical we give them every incentive to modernize and expand right here. I know there are entire communities like Bastrop, Pineville, and others that year by year live on the decisions made by those facilities. And it's not just large facilities, it's small companies all over our state as well. We must accelerate the elimination of taxes on business investments. We also must go one step further, speed up the elimination of the tax on capital debt. Taxing businesses that borrow money to grow and expand hurts all businesses. But it's especially toxic to the small and family-owned businesses that are the backbone of our economy. That must change. Economic development starts by investing in our businesses here at home first and removing the burdensome taxes that are hindering their growth. We must speed up the elimination of this tax once and for all. But we must also continue to encourage investment in our low to moderate income areas. Last year, I want to applaud you. Many of you voted to create at the state level new markets tax credits, to partner up with the federal new markets tax credits to encourage growth in our lower and moderate income areas. And the investors responded. You provided $50 million in credits, attracted $200 million investments. But now we must reauthorize this program so these investors do not turn to other states like Mississippi, which has authorized $15 million a year in credits. This investment will go to other states if Louisiana doesn't reauthorize the state's version of the new markets tax credit program in this session and position our state so we can compete for those investors. This investment is important not only to the recovery of our state after the 2005 storms, but it benefits growth across our entire state. This session is critical because not only do we have an opportunity to eliminate burdensome taxes in our businesses and transform our economic climate, but we also have an incredible opportunity to invest in priorities for Louisiana's future. We have $1 billion surplus from the 2007 fiscal year. Most of this is one-time money, and yet in the past, Louisiana has often spent one-time money on recurring expenses, tying the state to future debt, neglecting opportunities to pay down one-time expenses with one-time money. It's like using your credit card to pay your mortgage. That must change here in Louisiana. We must make critical investments in our state's priorities, including investments in roads, levees, coastal restoration, ports, and other priorities critical to the recovery and the needs of our entire state. Now, the Times-Picayune said the priority list laid out for this special session, along with our proposed budget for next year, moves, and I quote, Louisiana in a fiscally responsible direction. I laid out a plan earlier this week that calls for over $500 million, $515 million in transportation infrastructure to improve roads, bridges, and ports all across the state. This investment fully funds all the projects in the state's priority program and will also aid in the repair of dozens of state and parish bridges to prevent their closure. Fully funding the port priority list, just to give you an example of what that means. That includes funding for the Port of Iberia, the Greater Lafourche Port Commission, the Port of South Louisiana, the Caddo-Bossier Port Commission, the Lake Charles Harbor and Terminal District, and the Port of New Orleans. Additionally, it is a priority for the economic development in New Orleans and Louisiana for us to invest $25 million in the expansion, in addition to the Port Priority Program, to invest $25 million for the expansion at the Port of New Orleans. This is a first step that will help them to expand their terminal capacity by up to 45%, enabling them to secure a long-term commitment from one of the world's largest container carriers. We know the Panama Canal is expanding. We know trade volume is increasing. We know the ports on our western and eastern coasts are saturated. That trade will come to the Gulf Coast. It will come to Houston, it will come to Mobile, or it can come to New Orleans. We have to make the investments to guarantee we continue to be home to some of the nation's largest, most productive ports to create good-paying jobs for our people. You know, I want to highlight in particular another investment in Terrebonne Parish, an investment in the Port of Terrebonne's expansion. Their port's expansion will give us the opportunity to allow La Ship, a new shipyard facility, to come that will bring, and I want to make sure that you hear this, just by investing in the Port of Terrebonne, we can allow La Ship to create 1,000 new skilled jobs with an average annual salary of $54,000 a job. Those are 1,000 new high-paying jobs for the area. 1,000 new jobs means 1,000 more people and their families investing in the local economy, putting down roots in the community, pursuing their dreams right here at home. I want you to welcome a very special person. Gary Schwest of Edison Schwest Offshore is here with us today. Edison Schwest owns La Ship. Gary, thank you for your work. Thank you for your work to create more Louisiana jobs. Thank you for your work to create more opportunities for our children to find great careers right here in Louisiana. We must do everything we can to attract new businesses. We must make our existing businesses successful as well. In this session, we must also tackle highway congestion and our poor roads and bridges. These impede economic growth, economic expansion. They also hinder job creation. Too many of our roads are filled with potholes and congestion. This costs our people hundreds of dollars in maintenance costs a year and hundreds of hours in wasted time a year. That must change. A $209 million investment in new roads and expansion will benefit several vital projects in Louisiana, including the expansion of I-12 in both Baton Rouge and Slidell, four-laning LA-28, expanding I-49 south along US 90 in Lafayette, I was there this morning, and completing another segment of I-49 north in Shreveport, I was there on Thursday. Investing in our state's future expands beyond even our roads, our ports, and our infrastructure. I want to recognize Craig Spahn, Executive Director of the Cyber Innovation Center, and Bill Altimus, Co-Chairman of the Cyber Innovation Group, who have joined us today. Craig and Bill, along with the Shreveport-Bossier community, the entire delegation of the area, have been working nonstop to make Barksdale the permanent home of the Cyber Command Facility. They've already committed $50 million in local money to the site. We already have the framework for this facility based in Bossier. Let me be clear. We already have critical elements of Cyber Command that are going to be in Bossier permanently. That is undoubtedly already a success. And we have these community leaders here with us tonight and the area's delegation to thank for this great accomplishment. But in order to make sure that Barksdale continues to be home of cyber and to position us for CBAT, and to make sure that Barksdale continues to thrive and expand through future BRAC and other processes, I propose in this session that we spend $57 million as an investment to improve access along Interstate 220 and to prepare that site to make it even more attractive. We need to show our commitment. I've met with the Air Force Secretary, Secretary Michael Wynn. I've met with the President. I know the Air Force is looking for more than promises. They're looking for commitment. They're looking for commitment through action. And action is what we're taking with this investment in the future of the Northwest region and our entire state. Let's be clear, cyber will bring thousands of good-paying, high-skilled jobs to Louisiana. It will truly transform the entire I-20 corridor. In this special session, we're showing the military that Louisiana wants to be a strong partner in their continued presence and growth here in the state. We're providing the framework for Federal City in Algiers. We're completing a critical access road for the Army at Fort Polk, and we're providing greater infrastructure for the Air Force at Barksdale. Our message to the brave men and women who wear our country's uniform so that we might live in the greatest, freest country in the history of the world is that we welcome you, we support you here in Louisiana. Let me be clear, all these investments, they mean thousands of new jobs, new opportunities, good paying, rewarding careers, so our Louisiana children don't have to move away to other states to pursue their dreams. From Terrebonne to Bossier, we have to create opportunities for our young people right here at home. We must tackle also another common sense reform. In this session, we must dedicate the taxes and fees already paid for transportation expenses towards transportation needs. Most citizens already assume, they already believe their vehicle taxes, their license fees are going to transportation needs, but as you know, they're actually being diverted into the general fund. That must change. Driving Louisiana forward is applauded this common sense reform. Blueprint and other groups have as well. This will provide more than $250 million on an annual basis within 5 years to use on our roads and our ports. Louisiana currently gets an F grade for our roads, and this common sense reform will help to move Louisiana to the top of yet another good list. We must also make an unprecedented investment in our hurricane protection and coastal restoration efforts. I propose in this session that we invest $300 million, the largest financial investment in our state's entire history, to hurricane protection and coastal restoration efforts. We must begin to fund the projects in our state's master plan immediately so we can get to work on protecting our coast and guarding against the next possible disaster. I know Doc Wilson Gadry is here with us tonight. Please welcome him. Doc has lived along the coast of South Louisiana for more than 70 years. More than 70 years. And he can attest to the deterioration of our coastline just in his lifetime alone. A deterioration that weakens our abilities to protect against future hurricanes, that affects the ecosystem of our entire region. Tonight, I want to be clear. Coastal restoration can no longer wait. Hurricane protection efforts can no longer be delayed. The time for studies is over. We need to get started. We need to get to work on our coast. Just in the amount of time we've been here tonight, we will have lost another 2 football fields worth of coast off our shores. No, that doesn't mean I should give shorter speeches. That must change. With the investment made in this section, construction can finally begin on many of these coastal projects. Another critical investment for our state's future is $50 million for the Pennington Biomedical Research Center, a world leader in nutrition research. Pennington, as many of you know, is based right here in Baton Rouge. It's been a strong investment for the state for many years. For every dollar the state's invested, Pennington has provided $3 to $4 in return. Dr. Donna Ryan, the Associate Executive Director for Clinical Research at Pennington, is here tonight. Please join me in welcoming her to our chamber. Dr. Ryan, I want you and your colleagues to know this investment is just a first step in our efforts to invest in research institutions all across Louisiana. We want to invest in your future results and success that will benefit our community. We want to make our research centers even more competitive for federal and private sector investments. We must ensure that Pennington continues to be a place where miracle cures are discovered for the world and exciting new jobs are created for our people. Indeed, I remember as a young biology student doing research in Pennington when it just opened. Shortly after it just opened, it is exciting to see the incredible progress being made there in the many years since then. Here's a disturbing fact. Currently, the University of Alabama at Birmingham receives more federal research funding than all of Louisiana's public universities combined. That must change. Alabama cannot beat us in football. They cannot beat us in research either. We will show them that. Our investment in Pennington will help attract more skilled researchers. It will provide more than 1,000 new jobs, resulting in more than $40 million in earnings annually. It'll generate an economic impact of more than $110 million every year. Again, these are 1,000 jobs and 1,000 more opportunities for Louisiana children to pursue rewarding careers right here at home. Today's investment in Pennington will pay dividends for the state in the years to come. In addition to investing in our institutions of research, we must also invest in our institutions of higher education. Right now, too many of our campuses have buildings with leaking roofs and other deferred maintenance. We must commit more to our educational facilities. Ensuring there are places of learning and excellence requires them first to be places of safety with fully operational equipment. We must also encourage more Louisianians to take advantage of our state's many educational opportunities by providing a tuition deduction that will allow parents to keep more of their hard-earned money so they can invest in their children's education. It is smart policy to allow families tax deductions for tuition for qualified educational expenses for their children. I applaud the legislature. Similar legislation was passed last year. Unfortunately, it was vetoed. This year, we must make sure that it becomes law. Louisianians deserve to keep more of their money in their own pockets. I'm certain that you're aware President Bush recently signed economic stimulus legislation will provide rebate checks to nearly 2 million Louisianians, providing them with a federal rebate check, returning their own tax money to their pockets. This return of funds to taxpayers should not be subjected to yet another tax as income at the state level. In this session, we must ensure that the state does not take away with one hand what our federal government is giving with another. Finally, we must also make investment in our state's ever-growing cost of retirement for state workers and for teachers. This is a debt that will fall on our children if we don't make critical investments today. For every dollar we invest now, Louisiana will save over $4 in interest. We will reduce the burden on our children, on future generations. Most importantly, we will fulfill our promises to our teachers and our state workers so they are secure in their retirement. Tonight, I've offered an ambitious agenda for our state, an agenda that recognizes our most critical priority of transforming the business climate so our children do not have to leave Louisiana to pursue their dreams. We should not be exporting our greatest asset. Greatest asset is not our oil and gas, our timber, the crops we grow, the manufactured goods we make. Our greatest asset that we're losing, our greatest export that we are losing today are Louisiana's sons and daughters who feel like they have to leave home to pursue their dreams. We should not be losing investment to other states in the South. We should not be sitting on the sidelines of global economic competition, while cities which were once small towns, cities that we used to compete with and compare ourselves to, become giants of economic vitality. That must change, and that change begins now. We have a wonderful state. You heard me say this on Inauguration Day. We're not a poor state. We're a rich state. We're a blessed state. We're blessed with natural resources, with skilled people. But it is important that we begin to invest in ourselves. It is important that we invest in our future. It is important we invest in the success of generations to come. It is important we remove those obstacles that have held us back for too long. I've laid out many priorities here. There's much work to be done. Just as you did last session, I know we can all work together to deliver another big win to the people of Louisiana in this special session. And I want to thank you again. I know that you can feel the optimism across our state as we take giant steps towards that new Louisiana. I know we didn't give you much time off after the last session, but I know in the days you were at home, listening to your constituent, talking to your friends and family, how proud they were of the great work you did during that first session. That great work in passing dozens of bills to give Louisiana the gold standard when it comes to ethics reform. And I promised the press I'd stop using baseball analogies when it comes to the second session. You heard me say we had a home run, a grand slam, we batted 1,000. I told them I'd start using football analogies. You heard me talk about Alabama and football. We're going to throw some long passes in this session. We're going to take some big steps, make some big, bold changes. But this is what the people are demanding. This is what they elected us to do. The reason they are so hopeful about our state is they saw you take a great first step in that first session. Now they're ready for us to take the second big step. Look, the work's going to be long. It won't be easy. But we've all heard the same message from Louisianians loud and clear. The message that we must immediately get to work on turning our state around and making Louisiana the best place in the world, not just in America, but in the world, to get a high-paying job and to pursue a great career. During this last session, the press asked, who won, the governor or the legislature? I said, the people of Louisiana won. And they're going to win again with this session. Over these next days and weeks, let's come together again, just as we did last month. Democrats and Republicans, North and South. Let's come together to drive our state to the future that our people deserve. The world is watching. Louisianians are watching. Let's make them proud. I want to thank you again. I look forward to working with you in the days, the weeks to come. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the great state of Louisiana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. President.
Several breaks of applause, a standing ovation as he leaves the chamber, giving lawmakers a pep talk at the beginning of his remarks for what they did in the special ethics session, emphasizing Louisiana's unfriendly, he says, business economic policy, which is the reason for him calling for tax cuts on business. Says that the past money was spent on recurring expenses, which is why the legislature rejected it, that this money is going to be spent essentially, Barry, on one-time expenses and not folded into the